All right, so I just got into the gym. I had to grab the camera. There's no one else here, and I wanted to get this out. It's something that's been getting me lit up all morning, and the more I think about it, the more it's getting me fired up. So, you know, it's conversations that have come up over the past 2 weeks, and they just, I guess, keep building. So, the thing that I've thought about the most is don't ever be happy with where you're at. Don't get comfortable, and know that you're always capable of more. You just have to put in the work for it. So the three scenarios that I've been thinking of, one of our members, awesome, badass Granny Kathy, she was telling me about how they go out to the lake. She does a lot of stuff with her husband Brian out there. So whether it's like doing stuff to help repair and build the cabin and stuff like that, just very active out there. They're always doing stuff. They're always moving around, and she's pretty damn fit. A granny that's deadlifting like 200 pounds, and I don't know what her back squat's at now, but just very fit, thin and fit. And she was saying how her and her friends and Brian, they would always go on a walk there, and they'd walk to this hill, and then they would walk up the hill. And this past year, their friends, who are in their early 60s as well, have decided like, oh, it's too much work to walk up this hill, so we're just gonna hang out here and we'll turn back. And Kathy and Brian are like, no, we're not stopping. They both work their butts off. They're both in the gym, 5 days a week at least, and they're pretty damn fit. So they went and walked to the top of the hill, back down, and then they walked back with their friends. And the thing that bothered me about that is, as soon as you start taking things away, you're gonna start to decline. You're not gonna be challenging yourself as much, you're not gonna get as much benefit from what you're doing, and you're just not gonna get that challenge, that stimulation that the body needs to get stronger, better, fitter, and that's gonna help to produce a bit of a decline. The other thing was, a buddy of mine had stopped in, someone who I've been friends with since kindergarten, stopped in at the gym, and he's just not training a whole lot, just kind of like talking about work, like work, not a whole lot of fun, not stimulating, not enjoying it as much as he used to, and it's just like a whatever kind of job. Like I'm not really getting a whole lot out of it. Getting paid, but like mentally not being stimulated. That's another thing that I was thinking about. Like, if you stop reading, if you stop learning, if you stop challenging yourself, if you stop taking courses, if you stop, you know, being interested in something new and different, that's also going to help to, you know, add to a bit of a decline, add to something that, you know, your mental stimulation or your retention is not going to be as it was. You're not going to stay as mentally sharp. So doing things that is going to get you out of your comfort zone, whether it's, you know, learning how to play an instrument if you've never done that before, whether it's like taking on just a single course in university or college, taking something on that's going to help to get you a little bit better, a little bit, you know, smarter, stay mentally sharp. Do something that's going to get you out of your comfort zone. You know, even training, doing something like, if you take up like say powerlifting or Olympic lifting, something that's going to be mentally stimulating, that gets you to connect with your body a little bit more and challenge yourself just to be a little bit sharper. You know, that mental decline as well can lead to a bit of like slower reaction time. The less you're training, the less you're mentally stimulated, the less quick you're going to be to react to things. So whether that's driving, somebody's pulling into your lane and you just kind of like sit there and look, versus like quickly reacting and looking for that opening and jumping to that. And this sort of leads me to my next conversation that I had with a couple clients that been sort of on and again, off again, in their 70s. Awesome people. And I just sent a little follow-up text message just asking how they're doing. Haven't seen them for a bit. Had some medical stuff going on, and I heard back from them like, things are good, we're getting better, gonna be able to start training again, which is awesome, so super excited about that. But the response was, we're doing well, we're still walking, or we're still able to walk, was the response. And I looked at it and I'm like, I know you're in your 70s, but that is a very, very low level goal to have. So, and I've heard this before, you know, whether it's people who are extremely fit going on vacation, they're like, oh, I still walked. And it's like, that's cool. You're on vacation, enjoy it, have fun with it. You know, you don't have to go into the gym and train and deadlift and swing kettlebells and press and all that kind of stuff. Like, you know, if you're gone for a couple weeks, go have fun. Don't worry, give your body a break. But when people say, oh, I can still walk, or, you know, I'm able to walk, that's great, but once again, super low barrier for life. If you lose that ability to walk, then what? Then you might lose that ability to drive, because now you can't get to your car, or you might need a walker to get there, or you might need someone to help you get into your car, because if you don't have the leg strength to even walk, and use that old person shuffle where you like sort of lean forward and let gravity do its thing, you might not have the leg strength to get in and out of your car, or on and off the toilet, or who knows what. But if your only goal is to be able to walk a little bit, I think that's something that really needs to change drastically. As everyone gets older, you know, say you're 75 years old and you can still back squat like, you know, 70, 80, 90, 100 pounds, you're gonna be way ahead of that person who's just able to walk. If you can do some sled pushes and sled pulls, if you can throw a barbell in the rack and do some chin-ups under there, or pull-ups, say you end up tripping and falling, you can use a counter to help pull you up. You know, if you're doing humane burpees where you just drop down to the ground, so you're lowering yourself, you put those arms out overhead, you bring them back down, you get them under your chest, and you find a way to get onto your hands and knees and then stand up. If you have that single leg strength to be able to help stand up off the ground, that's going to be extremely beneficial. For those that are just like happy with walking and never have to get down onto the ground and get back up, or don't have a very good balance, or don't have the reaction time if they start to slip and fall, or if they say catch their foot on something and trip a little bit, if you do not challenge yourself, whether it is mentally or physically, the chance for injury is so much higher. The chance for life, quality of life can be taken away so much easier, and you're gonna decline a hell of a lot quicker. So those were just some of the things that I was thinking of over the past few, couple weeks, and especially this morning when I was just kind of getting ready for work, getting in here, I'm like, I gotta shoot this video because it is something that, you know, I'm extremely passionate about. I want people to realize that they're capable of more. I want them to always be doing more, pushing the envelope, and not just in a physical state, but in that mental state too. So the sharper you could stay, the better. Even when, you know, my mom had passed away from cancer almost 6 months ago now, and I was pushing her to still read. I wanted her to still write, and gave her a book, a 5-minute journal, and you're supposed to write down in the morning, you know, 3 things that you're grateful for, and at night 3 things that you're grateful for, any unexpected things that came up through the day, you know, and it's just getting you to think, getting you to mentally stay sharp. And I know her ability, her writing ability was declining a little bit, but she wasn't writing anymore. And I kept telling her, like, you gotta write, you gotta do stuff. And she looked at me one day and she said, you know, you're really worried about that, aren't you? You're really worried about like me losing, you know, stuff going on up here. And I said, yeah. I'm like, you just gotta keep it up and keep challenging yourself. So that was, you know, that's something that's very important to me. And it doesn't matter if someone has, you know, a chronic disease or illness or anything like that. Just go out there, challenge yourself, do something you're not used to doing, and try to get a little bit better than yesterday. Thanks for watching and listening.